Howdy folks, today is Sunday, which means we have our weekly MTGO tournament for Value Vintage over on the Value Vintage Discord server. Today I am playing Spirits, yay! So we are still in our developing post-Nadu meta, and still in the phase where people are really like experimenting with what they want to be doing. So we don't really have like anything established. Like we're kind of back to people just playing the decks that they want to play. Which is cool because this is a deck that I really want to play. I was looking through some Marvel cards yesterday, just for like something else I was working on. And I found this card, Super Intelligence. This reads like a curiosity, but you don't need to attack in order to get the card. And it kind of piqued my interest because there are a lot of instances where, like, I'm playing this deck and I draw a curiosity, but the opponent has, like, blockers or cards in play that make attacking not super favorable. So, the thought there is that if we don't need to attack to get our card draw, then we'll be able to dig out of some of those situations where winning was less of an option. So we're going to go ahead and try that out. The rest of the deck is pretty stock. I've gone up to 4 Brazen Borrowers because this card is, I believe, 50 cents now. So we may as well just play as many as we can get our hands on. Down to 1 Echoing Truth just because we have the 4 Brazen Borrower. I'm on Cloudfin Raptor now just as like a 2x. And this was just to try and get additional 1 power or 1 mana value flying creatures. This one is certainly the worst of our options. Like, it's no better than Mausoleum Wonder or Spectral Sailor, but it does like increase the density of just dudes in the air. So we're trying that out as well. I did cut a Rattle Chains just because I think that this is the worst spirit in the list, and like there's such little targeted removal that's played anymore that this card really loses its appeal. But yeah, the list is pretty stock to what I've been playing, aside from those few changes. This main deck is also only about $13. So I had a lot of room to play with for the sideboard. So I've just gone ahead and thrown in 3 $2.50 Grafter's Cages. We've got the 3 Harbingers of the Sea. And then we have our Cryptic Coats as well. Whiplash Trap. I don't remember the thinking of this when I included it. It might have. This might be like vestigial from the Nadu deck. It also very cleanly answers like Rhinos if anyone's doing that. But basically everything in the sideboard except for the 3 rebuild is just stuff I'm kind of trying. Like, Cryptico's very good against like the black decks. This is like our grindy card for the attrition matchups. Harbingers of the Seas is like the card that destroys post. Grafter's Cage destroys like Hogak. And those are like 3 of the bigger decks that we're very likely to play against. So we're kind of just like hedging for some of our worst matchups in the sideboard. But yeah, pretty straightforward list today. We're about to start, so I'll see you when we get in there. Alright. Round number 1. Playing Spirits today. We are up against Black Viper. Last few times I've played them, they're on red-white value pile. We will see if that is still the case. This hand, we do have our Sailor into Daze, but we don't have like a card draw thing. Which we would need to beat red white value pile, but we don't actually know that that is what they're playing. So we will just go ahead and keep anyway. We'll just island pass. Okay, they play island, so they are not on value pile. Uh, I don't know what this card is. Synthesizer lab ship turns artifacts into creatures. Okay. Well, I will Spectral Sailor daze that. I'm not sure how relevant that is to their game plan, but I would rather not find out. So on my turn, we replay the island and attack. And we've got another Spectral Sailor for their end step. Okay, so this is just like an artifact pile. So I will play my Sailor, and then I am just looking to deal damage. So I will play Supreme Phantom and attack for 4. Because I assume that any, like, synergy pile is going to eventually be able to, overtake my board. So we are going to try to not let them do that, basically. Tormod's Crypt is irrelevant in this matchup. And then they play Memory Guardian, which is very, very relevant. Yeah, that's not great for me. So I will play... Okay, we can Supreme Phantom and get in for at least 3 by just attacking with the Sailors. And then we can Echoing Truth this for like a more lethal next turn. It seems okay. Game 1s against any Memory Guardian deck are always going to be very iffy. Alright, they opted for no blocks, probably because they were afraid of this island. That's fine. Best case scenario, they play a second Memory Guardian. Forging the Anchor, that's fine. So they get second Memory Guardian and is that like Doc Ock's Tentacles? Alright, do I have lethal this turn? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do. And they are fully tapped out. So Echoing Truth. And attack. Alright, we usually don't get those game 1s, so very happy about that. Alright, I'm definitely bringing in Cryptic Coat and Rebuild. Taking Days out on the draw. What else do we got? We probably don't need Rattle Chains in this matchup. Yeah, we'll take these out. I guess I can put in Whiplash. And we'll try it like that. Alright, 2 lands, 1 drop, rebuild. This hand is pretty good. Alright, looks like they're on the mulligan to 5, and they start off with a bridge. And a crypt. I'm just going to play my Mausoleum Wanderer this turn. I don't know what their deck composition is, so I don't think I need to hold up Spell Pierce. And I can always rebuild if they play, like, the spaceship or something. Second crypt. Second bridge. Into Memory Guardian. Okay. That's fine. So I'm probably going to be spending a bit of time letting them commit artifacts to the board. Here's Spectral Sailor, that's good. So I will just not attack and sit back. I have Brazen Borrower and Geistlight Snare for anything that's like truly scary. Spaceship. And I have Rebuild for when they are at a point where they are like fully overcommitted. Alright, so they crew up the spaceship and then turn a Tormod's Crypt into a 2/2. No problem there. Oh, they're not attacking, which is interesting. They're just putting more stuff on this ship. Okay. So end step, we will play the sailor. I'll probably wait to rebuild until I can do it with Spell Pierce backup, because they are holding up Metallic Rebuke right now. Cryptic Coat is interesting. That would definitely draw a Metallic Rebuke. I think that that's worth doing. Okay, no Rebuke. We get an island. I will just attack for 2. We'll get in our chip damage while we wait. Alright, they are turning a bridge into a creature. No problem there. Alright, and it looks like they're getting in with just the bridge. Yeah, I will take 2, no problem. Alright, they don't put more counters on the ship, which good to know about. They're keeping Memory Guardian up. We have the island for Rebuild Spell Pierce. Also very good. I'm just going to attack with my Cloak creature. Keep chipping in. Take him down to 15 and just pass. Alright, they play Patchwork. That's fine. Put more counters on the spaceship. Tormod's Crypt becomes a dude. I'm okay doing this like 2 or 3 more times, honestly. I might just draw a card with Spectral Sailor here. More counters. And then we draw Supreme Phantom. Okay, not gonna play any of that yet, because I still want to keep up my stuff. We'll just get in for 3 once again. Take them to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they give me just like one more free turn of attacking for 3, I'll do it at the end of that turn, because I don't have a 1-turn clock yet. Forging the Anchor, I think I want to snare that just to keep them going slow, because that could give them the gas to like really start getting in there. Alright, their lab ship is active, and they turn Tormod's Crypt into a creature. They attack with everything. Okay. So I can like petty theft this and attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 next turn. And then I still have all of my stuff up. I'll take 5, that's no problem. Then over to mine. Ooh, super intelligence. Not gonna do that now though. I mean, I guess I could. It's kind of free. I'll play Phantom. I won't play this. I mean, alright, I'll play it. There's basically no downside to playing super intelligence here. Alright, so I will attack with everyone. Take him to 4. And then I have a Gaslight Snare for if he casts anything at all. Okay, and it looks like they didn't have enough to get there. That's a good game. Alright, round 2. We are playing against Corb Fizzle. This is, I believe, a burn player. So this will definitely be an uphill matchup. This hand is really slow. Doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna throw it away. This hand's significantly better. Mostly just because we have a curve of stuff. And I can throw away an island. Alright, island pass. They are on Swift Spear. Yep. They attack for 1. I think I'm going to keep up Petty Theft next turn. Just to like try and save a little bit of damage coming from this thing. Alright, so island, I will attack. And then just pass. Alright, they play Lava Spike. No second land, which is very interesting. So hopefully that means that this Swift Spear isn't coming back down this turn. Woohoo! Oh, alright, well, that's good. I will attack for 1. Probably play... I could play either half of Brazen Borrower this turn, I guess. We'll see what they do. They play Goblin Guide. Okay. That reveals a Daze. So do I want to bank on them just not having another land again? I think I want to get Brazen Borrower down. I'll take the 2. Because if I can somehow establish a faster clock, then I don't need to worry about them like ripping burn spells for the rest of time. Although they do have 7 cards in hand, so like they're never going to not have the gas they need to get there. It's just going to be a matter of me trying to make their mana work less. Alright, they draw the second mountain. That is like best case scenario. They Searing Blaze my Brazen Borrower, so I will... I think I'm going to cast this Brazen Borrower. And then Daze. So now I have them on a 2-turn clock. I probably won't stay that way, but we have it for now. Alright, back to me. I draw the Super Intelligence. I'm just gonna play everything. Super Intelligence goes on Spectral Sailor just because it's the one they are least likely to want to kill. And then Shacklegeist. We'll just attack for 7. Alright, pass it back to them. So they're gonna need like quite a bit of stuff to get out of this. Certainly 2 spells with their 2 lands. And they'll probably have to go at my creatures, at least 1 creature. I'm almost assuredly not blocking this Goblin Guide. Alright, they cast Swift Spear, that's fine. Go to attacks. Another Daze on top. Can't block anything, so I will take the 3. If he's got a piece of interaction, it needs to happen now, because I have this Daze. Skewer the critics, yeah, Brazen Borrower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need to find a way to hit them for 1. Island as well, which is not good. Okay. So how do we do this? Attack for 3 puts them to 4. Could also attack for 4. I'm gonna draw a card with Spectral Sailor because there's like a 1 in 12 chance that I get a Curious Obsession, and that would be lethal. Cloudfin Raptor, okay. Well, that is not anything. I guess it can block. So Okay, I will attack for 3. This has to tap spirits, right? Yeah. So just the 3. These 2 will lock down Swift Spear. And then I have a Daze. So pass back to them. They just go to combat, so I will tap down Swift Spear. They attack. Reveal an island. So how do I die here? They have like Bolt, Fire Blast, but that would kill me anyway, regardless of if I block or not. I think I will still block, just because they could have like Skewer the Critics among their options. So if they don't deal any damage to me, it will be harder to get lethal across. Alright, they play Searing Blaze. And that will get dazed. And then I don't think they have a combination of cards that would kill me. So I go to mine, draw my cards, and I think I just attack. Yeah, we don't need to like screw around. Let's just kill them. Okay, they cast Fire Blast, targets Brazen Borrower. I will draw a card. Island. Okay. Well, we should have screwed around, because this would have been lethal. That's fine. They have no lands. They can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to me this turn. Which is fine. I will leave up Spell Pierce. Alright, and they scoop it up. Alright, what do we do for this one? We don't have a lot of great options, that's for sure. Spell Snare comes out. I don't think they play a single 2. We can bring in, like, Cryptic Coat. But aside from that, we don't really have anything. So we'll just run it like that. Ooh. 4 islands is a lot of islands. Man, if this hand had like a curiosity, it would be so much better. I'm gonna try again. This hand does have everything I want. Put back the coat. They play Swift Spear, that's fine. Alright, Curious Obsession's pretty good. So I will just hold up Spectral Sailor Daze. Alright, we play Spectral Sailor. And then Eidolon will get dazed. I'll take the 1 from Swift Spear. Go to 18 and then back to me. Island Obsession. We attack. Draw a card. Still no land. So we have Geistlight Snare, Mausoleum Wanderer for next turn. They have a ton of mana now. Searing Blaze as well. Yeah, that's rough. Alright, if I don't draw an island this turn, I think I have to concede. Well, I don't think I have to concede, but I think I lose the game. They attack for 2, put me down to 13. Okay, we got the land. I think we're just gonna Shacklegeist. They Lightning Bolted Geist. Rough. 4th land means that my Geistlight Snares don't do anything. Lightning Bolt at 10. Eidolon. Alright, yeah, we're so dead. I wish that I still had my Umezawa's Jittes. Those seem really good in this matchup. I had room to put 2 of them, but I decided There's no way the whole meta is going to be full of creature decks, right? And then it turned out that's exactly what happened. Alright, I will play first. Can't keep the no-lander. This has Spell Pierce and Daze, no 1-drop. Sure. Get rid of a Phantom. And then just ride this Cryptic Coat. They also mulligan to 5. To 4, even. Alright, they keep 4. I will Island and Spell Pierce anything. I guess I could Daze a creature. Yeah, I'm gonna Daze a creature. Even though this specific creature would help me get my 3rd land for Cryptic Coat. But I assume they kept a hand that really relied on having this creature in play. And we got the 3rd land anyway. 2nd Mountain. Lava Spike. I'll Spell Pierce that. Because now if they have a Skewer, they can't play it. Chain Lightning, sure. Yeah, they're at 1 card. Okay. Another Daze. I'll play Phantom. So now we have like Swift Spear lockdown. Well, not lockdown, but we are protected vaguely from Swift Spear. Daze is no longer relevant. Phantom dies. They are out of cards. And I have my card advantage engine. Cryptic Coat, we get an island. Curious Obsession. Seems alright. I'm just going to... This is 2 to return. Oh, this always has ward. Okay, good. So yeah, we'll Obsession the Cloak. Attack. Draw a card. This is a... How big? 4/3? I'll just keep Geistlight Snare up, I guess. I can return this to hand at any time. Chain Lightning, target the cloak. Let them pay ward and then I Geistlight Snare it? Or I can Daze it. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna Daze this. Because, like, I don't see very many other situations where this Daze is gonna be relevant. Okay, and they scoop it up. That's a very reasonable scoop there. Okay, round 3, playing against Dev. Notable Rhinos player. Sometimes he's on, like, decks that aren't Rhinos. I don't know what he's up to. This is cards, for sure. Forest into... Okay, so he is on Rhinos. Alright. Well, I've got Echoing Truth for Rhinos. I have Daze for Initiative Creature. Bountiful Landscape. Crack it for an Island. Still don't know if he's like Teamer or Bant. Whatever color he is going to dictate how we sideboard. End step, I'll play the Sailor. And then I will play Phantom. Get in for 2. Alright, so he is Teamer. This turn he plays a tapped Game Trail, do nothing. That's pretty ideal for me, honestly. This has 2 counters, it needs 4. Okay. Well, here is an island. Here's an attack for 3. Back to them. Crushing Footfalls has 1 more turn. They play island. 1, 2, 3. Shardless Agent. That's fine. I am going to Echoing Truth when they cast the second one next turn. These don't have, like, haste or anything, so they're cool to sit there for just a turn. And then I guess we'll put some more power into play. Rattle Chains. Back to me. Oh, good. Brazen Bar was great. We attack for 6. I have Geistlight Snare and Daze if he has counter magic for this Echoing Truth. Landscape. Attacks. I will Echoing Truth. So 1, 2. Brush off. So that just counters it. I will Geistlight Snare. The brush off. Brush off target Geistlight Snare. Oh god, and he has the Daze cover as well. Wow, okay. Well, he had 2 counter spells. Yep. You got it, buddy. Good job. Do I just play this Daze anyway? See if he notices? I don't think this Daze was gonna do anything else anyway, so like... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, I'll take 10. And then hopefully I just draw like a Supreme Phantom or something. Oh! Chat, I'm so good at this game. We had it the whole time. Okay. Alright, so undeserved victory number 1. Damn. Let's play Cryptic Coat and Whiplash Trap. On the draw, I will take out Daze. And then on the play, I will take out Spell Snare. Actually, I'll keep a Daze, get rid of a Spell Snare. Super Intelligence is also just not going to do anything, but that's fine. Okay, this hand has Cloudfin Raptor, Super Intelligence. Sure. We have a Geistlight Snare for, like, the eventually. They just landscape. I draw second island, which is very powerful. So, if I Cloudfin Raptor, that means I can't do this and this, and... Okay, so I will just hold up, Spectral Sailor. Alright, they fetch an island. Forest. Into nothing. We'll play Spectral Sailor. They counter it? Oh, buddy. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know we were playing hardball today. I'll just play 2 Cloudfin Raptors. He's got all of his mana. He's not gonna do it this turn, because, like, he thinks I still have days. And I kinda do. This is the downside of Cloudfin Raptor, is that they don't have power. Stomp. Sure. He passes. I'll just take it, that's fine. Ooh. I can still do nothing. I mean, I could play the Supreme Phantom, but not really gonna do anything. Mostly just waiting on my opponent to act. There's a Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, I will Geistlight Snare. I actually can't Geistlight Snare this. This is not a spirit. That resolves. I will Brazen Borrow. And take 2. Alright, that resolves. He does have a Stomp again. Which is worth knowing about. Over to me. I draw an island, which means I get to... Alright, I can Super Intelligence. And then, like, kind of start drawing cards now. Because my Geistlight Snares are online. To protect it from the Stomp. Unless he has a 5th land. Which he does not. So I will Geistlight Snare. It might get countered. That's okay. It got countered. But now, I can play other cards and they will have less interaction. This brush off card seems a little good. Alright, that's just a Brazen Borrower. Sure. We'll pass. He casts Undermountain Adventure. That's fine. I'll just play Brazen Borrower and take the initiative. Alright, end step. Cast this. Alright, doesn't look like he has a stomp for it, so that's good. I will attack. I will take the initiative. Get my island. And then we'll probably just pass. Alright, he attacks. So he gets the initiative back. But I can take it back again. Counters on there. 1, 2, 3. Surok. It doesn't have reach. I think I'm going to Echoing Truth the Undermountain? Or do we just cast Brazen Borrower? This is... yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna cast Brazen Borrower. Okay, he does have Counterspell. Something or other. Alright, go to my turn. Island. Attacks. I reclaim the initiative. We'll forge onto one of them. Then pass. We have 2 interaction pieces that we can keep up. He attacks. I will Echoing Truth. He draws a card. This gets brushed off, which you can pay for. I take 9 and then 5, which is not 15. Alright, he gets the initiative back. I get trapped. So I really just don't want him to have a stomp here. And it looks like he does have that. And the mana to back it up. Cast Fire. I mean, that still does it. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Well, Daze can come back in on the play. This Super Intelligence is just nothing. Because it gets so much interaction. And I'm never gonna have like a good time to play it. I might bring in Rapid Hybridization over like a Cloudfin Raptor. And maybe the trap's not very good. We'll run it like that. I'll play first. Can't keep an O-lander. This is a keepable adjacent 1-lander. We get rid of Shacklegeist. They keep 7. I have a Wanderer. They play Island to pass. I draw an island, which is great. Supreme Phantom, I will attack for 3. Yeah, I will Daze. So like I said, I will attack for 3. They play Forest. And just pass. They ice my Wanderer. That's fine. I'll play Island. Attack for 1. They suspend a Footfalls, sure. I'll run out Spectral Sailor. Shacklegeist, okay. We will attack for 5. Maybe we just play Shacklegeist. Mystical Dispute, sure. I didn't really care about that card specifically. There's a land, so now we can Shardless Agent. Or just suspend another Footfalls. Okay. Curious Obsession on Supreme Phantom. Then we attack for 6. Another sailor. Okay. They... What do we have this turn? Nothing. Alright. That was really difficult, but good games nonetheless. Alright, going into round 4 with the undefeated on the line, playing against Olazor. I don't know what they're up to, but this hand has 1-drop Daze Obsession, so it has to be good. Alright, they go Swampin' Inquisition. Probably takes Obsession here. That's definitely the strongest card in the hand. They could take Daze, I don't know. They do take Daze. Interesting. Alright, I get a second Curious Effect, so I will just play Wanderer. Grief. Yep. Hopefully this isn't like a scam, and it's just the Grief. Alright. It is just the Grief. They take the Obsession, which is certainly the best card in hand at the moment. What'd they pitch? Tombstalker? This matchup's gonna be really difficult. Alright, over to me. I will play a second Wanderer. Makes the first one bigger, and I will make the first one very intelligent. We attack for 2. Pass back to them. Field of Ruin, not going to do a whole lot in this matchup. Power Word Kill. That will get rid of the Wanderer. Alright, we'll play Island. We'll play Shacklegeist. We'll play Super Intelligence on the Shacklegeist. Then attack for 2. 4 mana. What is that? Oh, Unholy Annex. Yeah, that's fine. So they draw and take 2. I draw. Take 0, just by the way. Play an island. Attack for 3. I assume they have another land and they're going to make a demon this turn. They play Grief. I'll flash in Spectral Sailor. So they got rid of a Hymn to Turok and a Grief for nothing. This all resolves. They kill the Geist. That's a shame. Alright, so we have learned today that Super Intelligence is a bad card that isn't worth anything to anybody. Just play Curiosity. We will land and attack for 2. Take them to 7. They have their Swamp and their Demon. So now they gain 2. I will draw. I love a bounce spell. Hey, we got one. So Echoing Truth the Demon, Supreme Phantom. Attack for 5. They play Soul Ring about 6 turns too late. And Invoke Despair. Countered. No, they can pay for it. I mean, that's fine. We have him dead anyway, so, like, doesn't super matter. So they take 2 here. And then we will play the Curious Obsession that we had the whole time. And get him to 0. Okay, well that was a mess. Cryptic Coat, Hybridization come in. Take out 2 days. Take out 3 Super Intelligence. Play it like that. Okay, this hand is on the draw. Yeah, it's probably fine. Well, no, it's not great, actually, because they Inquisition, take Curious Obsession. But if I go to 6, that's like a freeing position anyway, so whatever. They did mulligan to 6. Alright, so they start off with Swamp, Grief, Pitch, Tombstalker. So there goes Curious Obsession. Over to me. I'll play a Mausoleum Wanderer. They go Swamp into Do Nothing. I draw 2 additional islands to the 4 that we kept in hand already. Play Mausoleum Wanderer. Attack for 2. Over to them. They don't play a land and don't cast a spell, which is fine. I draw Cryptic Coat, which is quite strong. I'll go ahead and play that right now. Cryptic Coat has a Geistlight Snare under it. We will attack for 2. They Power Word kill. Sure. Attack for 1. They still play 0 lands, 0 spells. I continue to draw islands. I will attack for 4. Alright, the Consuming Corruption, the Wanderer, I'm going to counter it so they don't gain the life. Get it for 3. They Hymn to Turok, take 2 islands. End step, I will pick up my coat. Play island, replay coat. That has a Supreme Phantom under it. Attack for 2. They've missed 4 land drops now. Pretty good for me. I'm not going to pick up the coat, just because I can pick it up and replay it this turn. I want to try and avoid any like instant speed discard. Both of these have Ward 2, so they can't actually kill anything. They discard a Fatal Push. I get in for 5. I'll pick up the coat, replay the coat, and pass. That's a Spectral Sailor. So I have lethal in play. We'll see if they can actually do anything about it. And it looks like they cannot. So that's the 4-0. Well. We got the 4-0, and I think that was more or less in spite of some of the more skeptical deck building choices that we've made today. Alright, so Super Intelligence. This card is bad. This should just be Curiosity, and it's not even close. Like, literally every time I drew this and it didn't draw a card when I attacked, I was like, damn, I've made a mistake. So yes, this card is bad, and I don't think there's any situation where we're going to be playing this card ever again. Cloudfin Raptor might also be getting cut. Not because it doesn't have power, but because it's not a spirit. Like the tribal synergy between like Shacklegeist and Supreme Phantom, I think that that's going to end up mattering a lot more than just being another guy in the air. Because like, for as much as this lets you attempt to snowball if you play it on turn 1, it doesn't do anything if you play it at any point past turn 2. So this will be, I don't know, I might turn it into like a Shacklegeist or another like Spell Pierce or Piece of Interaction or something. I do think I liked the 3 Curiosities, and once I turn this back into Curiosity, I think I will still be playing 3 of them. Just because it's very easy to start the snowball with a Curiosity effect, and I think that is going to be a way that we are able to fight through most of our worst matchups is when we get the opportunity to do that. Sideboarding today was super weird. Like, this is the only card I brought in, like, the whole time. Rebuild, I guess, mattered in the affinity matchup, but not so much that I even had to play it. Harbinger, we never ran into a Harbinger matchup. Everyone was on basics. Rapid hybridization was like, we didn't run into anything that had a single creature they cared about. And we didn't play any graveyard decks, so like Cryptic Goat was the only card we brought in. Which is fine. I mean, this card's amazing, and there's a reason that I'm leaning so heavily on it. Like, we saw it in the last matchup where it just completely took over the game. Still working out the numbers of, like, interaction for the sideboard, but I think a configuration that looks similar to this is probably correct. I do think that we will need some way to manage go wide aggro decks again. With Nadu gone, people are starting to look at those as like more real options. So that might be where we put the most of our like remaining budget instead of like this Grab Figures Cage or something. But short and sweet one today. Easy 4-0. Not easy, but we got the 4-0 anyway. And yeah, that's what Spirits is looking like right now. But that's all we got for today. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.